Welcome to the Blind Leading the Blind makeup tutorial. I am not a makeup artist, but I do enjoy beating my face. So follow along as I show you how I achieve this look to cover my hyperpigmentation. And just so we're clear, this video is going to be a little out of order. I think because I was recording for you guys, I got a little nervous. And some steps I'm just not doing in my normal order, but I think you'll still get the gist of everything, okay? So we're gonna start off with the Yummy Skin Water Serum Drops from Donyalewalton, and I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. And you'll see I'm going to use two primers actually, but I'm going to use this as my base and I'm going to let it dry. I feel like it works best when it dries down completely. And this time I'm not going to go in with the universal balm. I feel like because I have been applying it with my hands and I've kind of been going back into the container with my hands, I don't know, I just feel like it may have led to a little bit of this breakout that is happening on my face, because I typically don't break out on my forehead or on my cheeks and stuff. Like, it's normally just hormonal around my chin. So because I'm breaking out everywhere, I figured I'll take that out of my routine just to see if that's the problem. But I am going in with the Oil Sucker from One Size, and this is most like Milk of Magnesia, which I love. Milk of Magnesia is the only thing that really kind of dries my skin down because I'm extremely oily. So you can see it's kind of drying white like Milk of Magnesia would. So I'm just going to use those two to prime. And then I'm going to go in with my foundation. Now here is where I'm out of order. Because of my hyperpigmentation, I have been applying a concealer to my dark marks before going in with the foundation. However, I was just very excited, I guess, and we're just going in with the Double Wear foundation from Estee Lauder. And as you can see, it's really doing a good job. You can see I was like, oh shoot. As you can see, it's doing a good job covering the hyperpigmentation, but I am going to go back and apply some concealer where you can kind of see dark marks seeping through, and then I'm going to blend that out as well, but that'll be later in the video. Now, before my skin started going nuts like this, I was underpainting, which is when you do your concealer and your contour and stuff before your foundation. I was doing that, but because now I have a lot of dark marks, I need to go in with a full layer of foundation before I go in with like concealer and contour and stuff. So this just ensures that I have the coverage that I need since my skin is going crazy right now. And I'm just applying this with an e.l.f. brush. I get these like in bulk pretty much. I get them from Ulta and I just have a bunch to where I can wash them or I can use a new one when they get dirty, but I have been using that brush for years. Now I'm just going in with my NYX eyebrow pencil, which I told you guys about in a previous video. This is in the shade Espresso, and I just like to line out my brows and I'll fill them in as well. My brows, like, I used to have very, very sparse brows, and you might think that they are still very sparse, but they're doing a lot better considering how they used to be. But, you know, I still go in and make sure I shape them and fill them in really nicely, because once you put on a full face, girl, you need some darker brows. So I'm just filling them in here, and then I'll go in with my concealer. And I'm gonna say too, it's very obvious once I fill my brows in, but my face is not symmetrical, okay? I repeat, my face is not symmetrical. So one brow is always going to be higher. I was about to say it's going to look higher. It doesn't even look higher. It is higher because my face is a little slanted, which is okay. Everybody's face is not symmetrical. It doesn't look that way to me when I am looking in the mirror, but when I look at videos or if I see pictures of myself, I can tell that my face is slanted. So it's strange, you know, when you're looking at yourself out of your own slanted eyes. I guess it doesn't look slanted, but my face is asymmetrical. So if it looks like I didn't do my brows right, it's just because my face is not perfectly aligned on each side. And then you'll also see that that one side is kind of peeking through under the foundation. I'll go in and fix that later. That also happens with my Milk of Magnesia, that sometimes it'll dry and you have to kind of go back in with foundation. So I'll do that later. But now I'm just going in with my MAC concealer. I think this is NC45 or NC25. I'll leave everything down in the description. I'll leave every product that I use, the brushes, and the shades that I'm using. But I just go in with that under my brows. I was using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, but it's just a little too watery. Once I went back to this concealer, I'm like, oh, this is the consistency that I need. So, and I need to make sure that they still have this in stock because I did not see it on their website. I think I'm gonna go into the store just to make sure they have it in stock or that they still sell it. But this thicker concealer works really well under my brows, and then I also just drag it over my entire lid to kind of be a base for my eyeshadow. Now, I don't do crazy eyeshadow. I normally do a very neutral kind of eyeshadow look, but it does help when I have a bit of concealer underneath. Now I'm going to go back in, like I said, with the concealer on my face. So I'm using a NYX palette, and I've had this for years. It's probably expired, honestly. Like, if we want to be for real, I don't be throwing my makeup away after 12 months. I'm just going into the places that you can kind of see that hyperpigmentation coming through under the foundation. Typically, I would do this first. I would put the concealer on first, but again, y'all was making me nervous, girl. Y'all watching me, y'all making me nervous, so I forgot to do this. But I'm just gonna blend it in, and it's still gonna give me the same effect. And you'll see throughout this video that the leftover foundation on that brush is going to help me blend in a lot of things. So once I start to contour, once I start to highlight and apply powders and things, that leftover foundation on the brush is going to help me. Sorry, it was somebody outside my window. They was doing the most outside my window when I was filming this video. Anyway, that leftover foundation on that brush is going to help me blend things in. So you'll see me reach back for that brush a lot. Now I'm going in with the Thread Beauty Stick. It's like a foundation stick or concealer stick. I haven't shopped at Target in a long time, so y'all know I've had this for over a year. So I'll see if I can link similar foundation sticks down below, but I'm going in with my Juvia's Place concealer as well. And again, typically if I did not have all this hyperpigmentation, I would have done this first and just filled in the other spots with the foundation, but I need additional coverage right now, so I had to do my foundation first. But I'm just using this flat brush. I used to use a beauty blender, but I tried this brush once, and then once I went back to the beauty blender, I was like, oh man, the beauty blender is picking up way more product and like soaking it into that sponge. And to me, you get more full coverage when you use this brush, and it just blends out nicely and you don't have to use so much product. So I'm enjoying this brush. Now I'm going to go back in with that foundation brush again, just to blend everything in, make sure it's not looking too harsh or too crazy. And then I go in with an angled powder brush to blend in that contour. I like to blend it up into my cheek or into kind of that concealer, and I just feel like it gives a nice little blend. Before in my makeup routine, I was not using cream contour, but I'm noticing that it just really gives a nice foundation to my contour powder, and it gives a more professional look to me. Like when I see the actual makeup artists doing makeup tutorials, I'm like, oh, they're layering their products. So now I do use a cream contour. And child, I didn't want to go get up and get the brush that I needed to blend this out on my nose. So we're just using our fingers, but it works just fine. So I'm just going to blend that into my brow bone and down the sides of my nose. And I don't really try to contour my nose to look teeny tiny. I have a big black person nose, okay? So we just create a little bit of shadow, but I'm not trying to like alter the shape of my nose. So then I'm just blending that contour into my creases. You'll see, like, I have super big eyes and like long eyelids to where they don't really crease if you look at it. So I do have a lot of space for eyeshadow. So I don't really like to go in with harsh eyeshadow because my features are big and it can look real drag queen-ish very quickly. So I just try to keep it as soft as possible. But I went in with the Lip Bars concealer as well in my inner corners just to brighten that up just a bit. But now I'm going in with this super old Jaclyn Hill palette. You know it's old. I don't know when the last time she came out with a palette. But I'm going in with this palette and again just applying like a soft brown into my crease, and I just blend that out. I don't really make it like harsh. I just want, you know, a bit of shadow and a bit of dimension in my crease. And then I'm going in with this eyeliner, and I believe this is from ColourPop. Now I'm not using the one from Urban Decay because as you can see here, I'm smudging it out, and the one that I got from Urban Decay is more like a liquid liner, like it don't want to move, right? Or you have to move quickly with it. But I wanted to do a little bit of like a smoked out liner for this look. I kind of love that look at night to where it's more smoky along the lash line. So I typically use this one for that because it's more of a, I don't know, it just glides better and you can blend it out better. So I use that, and then I didn't record it, but I did also go in with the liquid liner from Benefit, and that one is just a matte liquid liner. But before I was leaving, I felt like it needed like a stronger black, like dark black line along my lash line, so I added that as well. But as you can see, I'm just applying that excess liner on my bottom lash line just to kind of tie it all in together. But yeah, I love this kind of smoked out eyeliner look. And then I kind of messed up my concealer a little bit, so we're just going to blend that out. Now we're going to go in and set our under eye with this Morphe loose setting powder. Again, I will link everything below. This is the translucent powder. I know this might look scary of how white is showing up, but I am going to brush the excess away. And again, it's translucent, so it'll tie together in the end. But I just want to make sure I set really well. Again, I am oily. As set and as dry as this makeup look might look right now, literally within the next 2 hours, it'll start to look a little more dewy. Like, I won't be greasy, but you can start to see my natural oils come through like within the few hours, even with the 2 primers that I have on. So I don't know, girl. God made me the oiliest girl in the world, but that's okay. It does kind of make it look more natural, like once your natural oils come through, so I'm not tripping. Now I'm going in with this Juvia's Place palette. I want to say this might be an eyeshadow palette, but I don't know. Well, I'll let you know in the description box. But I go in with the 2 middle shades, and I typically blend them together to create a blush look. And I do kind of blend my blush into my temples and then down to my cheeks. I don't know, I just feel like it snatches your face up a little more, so I start there and then like blend it down a little bit. Now I'm going in with my favorite contour powder. This is just the Sephora brand, but I have used this for years, and I'm putting that on top of the cream contour that I use just to set that pretty much. But this has been in rotation for years. I love this contour powder, and it, again, it's just from Sephora, so it's really affordable. Now right here, I'm perping a little bit because I don't always do this, but I did want to make sure my contour looked snatched. So I went in with the translucent powder underneath my contour. Again, I do not always do this, but I knew I would be taking pictures and I was going to an event, so I kind of wanted to be a little extra snatched. And then again, I went under my nose and kind of, I feel like that is the area where I start to get oily first, is kind of around my nose, so I wanted to reinforce with the translucent powder. And then I am going to blend it all in again with my foundation brush. Now we're going in with the Juvia's Place lip liner. I talked about this one before too. I love this lip liner. Now here's where we get crazy too, because I apply the lip liner and then move on to something else. And I'm like, girl, why would you do everything out of order? I'm not sure, but just know I applied this lip liner, and this is in the color Cola. This is my favorite color from them. It is more of a warm brown, and you have to be careful because they have another one that's darker, but it is more of a gray brown, and it is darker and more harsh. But I feel like this one is really soft and pretty. And my lashes, these are lash extensions, clusters that I applied myself, but a few were missing. So we're gonna go in and add the ones that I need to replace. So we're just gonna go in the corner there. And these are just so simple to apply. I've been going back and forth though between the lash extensions and just strip lashes, because a strip lash can give you more volume and stuff and be a little bit more dramatic sometimes. And if I went dramatic with the clusters, sometimes it can just look crazy. So I go back and forth, but I already had these clusters on and I didn't want to take them off, so I figured I would just go in and replace the ones that needed to be replaced. Voila, it's so simple. That's why I love these, because they're so simple. Now we're gonna go in with the Urban Decay mascara. This is their tubing mascara that I was gifted a few weeks ago, and I do love it. It's so first of all, it extends the lashes and then it comes off so clean. That's what I really love about it too. So we're just going in with the black on the bottom lashes, and I do try to like smudge it a little bit into my lash line to where it kind of gives the illusion of liner as well. And then here we go, going back to the lips. This is a Sephora lipstick, and I want to say this one is called Beach Bay or something like that, but I will leave it in the description. This is one of my favorites. I've bought that color like 3 times. And then I am just topping it off with a NYX lip gloss, and I just love this lip. It's kind of peachy, nude. I love this lip. It's so cute. Now we're going to take these braids down, honey. I do these twists, kind of bantu knot things to keep some texture in my boho. I've noticed that boho braids, they can go flat really fast. No matter what curl that you bought for the human hair, they can go flat really fast. And I like to keep the texture kind of wavy look in my braids, so I do these bantu knots to kind of keep them curly or a little wavy, and I just think it's so cute when it comes down. So that is going to wrap up today's look. I hope this tutorial helps. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I will have everything linked down in the description. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you girls next time. Bye.